Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I have managed to fix the gremlins within my computer and get everything sorted out, and we are back with some new Minecraft. Unfortunately the previous world got corrupted and lost in the various hard drive transfers that were needed to get everything sorted out, but now we have a brand new mod pack to explore. This one is not a skyblock, this is just a regular Minecraft world, and we're going to just jump straight in and see what we can find to look into. So let's call this Let's Play World. More world options, default world type will be fine. I'm going to allow cheats just so I can turn the rain off every now and again, because it does get a bit loud on the old stream. And let's see, seed for the world. Let's just go with water world. See if it even generates an ocean. Because I do want to explore one of the underwater temples at some point. It'd be nice if we spawned somewhere close to one. So the mod pack contains basically just a few of my favourite mods. A couple of ones I haven't played around with much, a couple that I've been exposed to more recently. So things like Britannia, Astral Sorcery, which has become one of my favourite mods of all time, Tinkers and the Armour Craft, and a few other bits and pieces like that. So starting, looks to be in a basic forest. There's a swamp down to our south, might want to go and explore there. Clay is quite important. It looks like we've got some mushroom forest up there, maybe just an old forest. But yeah, let's get started in the usual Minecraft way of punching down our first tree, getting ourselves enough resources to get started with everything. So this first initial episode is going to be about finding our base. I want a good old hillside that I can dive into and build an underground base to start with. We'll look at probably having a purpose-built area a little later, once we've got some machines and tools set up to help us process and get the best kind of gear. We do have vein miner on, which very necessary for tree clearing in my opinion. So we'll just takes up a little bit of our hunger gauge, but gets rid of the need to stand around for ages breaking blocks. It's got a little bit of a cave there, but this area's not open enough for me. So let's head over to that swamp and see what we can see down there. We are going to want to consider being somewhere near some mountains, as the Astral Sorcery requirements, or a desert, sorry, mountains or a desert, as the Astral Sorcery temples are needed to get started. We've got a little mini shrine over there, which is quite nice. That'll be pretty good. We've got some clay. If there's some other stuff over there, that plains might not be a bad place to be close to. I'm not a fan of trying to build a complete structure in the first couple of days. I much prefer just digging in, and that looks like that could work. There's a little dip over there. Let's go and have a look at that. Here a zombie underneath us somewhere, so there's some caves running just beneath the surface over there. Well, this looks like it might be a bit bigger than we want. Yeah, that's a bit bigger than we want to be starting into. Ooh, horses. Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere over here would be quite nice to start with. See how tall those hills are over there. If they're tall enough, that might be the place to start. We've got some palms, gardens, plenty of grass, which I really should be breaking to get some seeds. I've got a little cave, some iron. Yeah, block at that side of things. This feels like it'd be a good start spot. Alright, so let's get some dirt on the go. In fact, let's get ourselves some tools. Somewhere to put all the junk down that we don't need right now. No, there's no point in making a tinker's one just yet. Right. So we need some dirt to block up the far side of this cave. Nicely. There we go. Let's just get ourselves a furnace so we can get some coal. And get ourselves some lights in here so we don't have any mobs spawning behind us. Yeah. Just thinking if I ended up putting myself too far away from any trees, but there's some just here, so that's fine. We can make ourselves a little grove of trees out front. Got plenty of space for farms and orchards. As we've got Pam's Harvest Craft installed, which will give some interesting food options. And apparently we've got some horses coming to visit our base already. And then we'll get started on Tinkers with some machines as well. So I'm going to just pause the recording right now, carry on getting some wood together, and we'll come back when I'm in a position to make some tools. Okay, and we're back, and let's get some Tinker's tools on the go. We need to try and make ourselves a decent set of gear before we get too much further in, and I'm just conscious that it's probably getting quite late in the day, so let's get some doors made. There we go. We'll deal with making it a way so that it opens both at the same time a little bit later. Right. So, Tinker's Construct, for those that haven't played with it before, is a mod that lets us create our own tools using patterns. It's very good for early game through mid game, and if constructed right, the tools can be very, very powerful in the late game as well. So use blank patterns to create a variety of different tables that are used to craft the various tools. So tool station there, and you can get pattern chests to hold all the bits and pieces, and the crafting station itself can also link in with them. So let's have this. Do you want this at the end of the base? Yeah, end of the base looks good. So if we pop that there. So crafting station, I always lay them out in the same sequence like so. I'm quite hungry. I shouldn't have been vein mining all those trees. That's going to be a bit of an issue. Not got any food started yet. Right, so we start initially with the stencil table, and on the left here is all the stencils that we can make. We have both the Tinkers and Armory construct, so we can make both tools, weapons and armour here. Usual starters that you're going to want: your pickaxe, your spade, your axe, a sword, things like that. We are going to want some more cobblestone actually before we get too much further into that, so let's just head off in this direction. This is where I'm going to want to start building a base into. Oh, even more iron. Very good start area. Let's build it 3 in and then start to go out from there. Just plotting out rooms at this stage. Going to want a proper little base under here. 5, that'll be 7, that'll be 9. Very dark in here, let's light that up so people can actually see what I'm doing. So 5, 7, 9, and that's plenty of cobble to be getting on with. I do have light levels, so very glad I did that. Those red X's on the light levels indicates where mobs can spawn, and we don't want creepers or skeletons spawning in the base, especially not at the moment because we haven't set a spawn spot. Right, so crafting station, we're going to need a few more of these stencils. And we're going to want a pickaxe head, a shovel head, axe head, sword blade, tool rod, binding pattern, and then I always like the handguard pattern for the long sword. The wide guard gives you a broadsword and the cross guard gives you a rapier. I much prefer the handguard as an option. We don't need any of the others right now, but we will get a sharpening kit because that will be useful fairly soon. So we can then store all of the patterns in our pattern chest, and our part builder we can then select what we want to make and put resources in here, and it will let us just make them out of here. So we want the stone pickaxe, we're going to want 2 stone shovels, 2 stone axes, 1 stone sword, and then we're going to want to make the rest out of wood, so we're going to need some planks for this. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tool rods, 3 bindings. I did not make enough planks, and 1 handguard. Okay, and then we go to the tool station, and we have over here all the different things that we can make. So first up, let's make a pickaxe. Now we could just pull it out as it is now, or we can give it a name. And this is a pickaxe that's going to stay with us because we can replace the different parts as we go through. So rather than just have disposable tools like we have with the basic Minecraft ones, we have tools that will grow and develop with us, allowing us to modify them. So you can see over here, this pickaxe is going to have 128 durability, but it can be repaired with whatever the head is. So in this case, it's cobblestone. It can mine up to iron, which is great because we've got iron behind us. Mining speed of 4 and attack of 4. Obviously, you don't really attack things with your pickaxe, but mining speed of 4 is quite slow. But stone's not meant to be a particularly great resource to start with. And 3 modifiers, so there's various resources that we can put into these tools to make them better. And it starts with traits of ecological. Because we've got wooden parts, it will regrow. It will pull that durability back. Cheapskate, stone is bad, tool has less durability. It's that fact that stone is abundant. You can find it. It's easy to repair and quick, but just doesn't have very much by way of resources. So let's name this Speed Digger. It won't be very speedy to begin with, but later on down the line we're going to be turning that head into a cobalt head and sticking a ton of redstone on it to make it much faster. We'll get a separate digging device for silk touch and for luck and fortune based things. So that gets us our first tool. Next we just want to go through these in sequence. We only want the one spade. And I hear you asking, but what if you made two? Then all will be revealed. This is just a straight up tunneler. And then over here, again, just the one axe that we want. Later on, we'll probably be replacing this wholesale with a lumber axe. For the decimation of trees in single swings rather than this, which takes multiple. Let's see, what do we want to call the axe? Yeah, just a simple hatchet. We don't want to have any resource aspects to it. And this is why we have our separate stone axe and stone shovel. The mattock will function as a hoe or an axe or a spade, but not as well in the other regards. So I tend to just keep it as a hoe and use it that way. So we're just going to call it a hoe. And then finally our first blade. So stone longsword. We want something regal and imperious, and because this sword is going to be something that's going to be taking things out throughout the entire process. That blade's going to be replaced so many times on the way up to manual, which is one of the top tier weapon types. So what can we name this? Let's see. Yeah, this is going to be our one that's going to have the beheading modifier on it later, so let's just name it appropriately now. Excellent. So that gets us our gear. I can hear mobs outside. The radar says there's nothing quite outside that direction. Looks like it's soon to be dawn. That's good. We'll leave that for now. We're going to want to get ourselves some iron, as we're going to need a bucket fairly soon. Really lucked out here with the amount of iron in the nearby vicinity. That's good. And let's just repair this wall, as we want this to be like that. Let's get some coal as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this is our 9x9 square inside all here. We'll deal with getting that other bit out off camera. Let's process up that iron. Oh, can I hear an Enderman? He's not coming to visit, that's good. Just double check that. Yeah, that is. It's a bit dim over here, but it's not dark enough to be necessary. Let's just put one down over there. Okay, right, so that's fine. So the first thing that I want to get to is a smeltery. We want to double up our ore as quickly as possible. So let's put all of this nonsense in here. We don't need this at the moment. In fact, one other thing before we actually go out into the big wide world, let's place a waypoint down for our home base. I always put it in red. I always make sure that the waypoint beacon is turned off so it doesn't interfere with it. Now on our minimap up in the corner, we can see that we've got somewhere that we can aim towards. So when I go off exploring, I don't get myself horrifically lost. So step one, in fact that's the wrong way around. I always like my sword to be at number 4 or number 2. Just little things. So get ourselves some water, and we're gonna want to clear out a nice area for building a farm, and I think we're going to want to put some fences around it because we don't want the horses accidentally trampling it. So I'm going to call it a part here and prep the land to begin with, and then we'll come back next time with the plan to build some farm so we can get some food, so I can fill that hunger gauge that's going to be so much of an issue. And then we'll get started with tinkers, and I think I can see an integrated dynamics tree over there, so we'll be going and grabbing that too. So join me next time where we can get into farming with a bunch of different resources, tinkers for some smeltery action, and potentially the start of some integrated dynamics for moving resources around as well. Thank you very much. See you next time.